Hi everybody, welcome back to Godsky podcast. My name is Alex and you're listening to anniversary episode number 10. And this time it's actually anniversary, right? Such a interesting road I'm walking on with this episode. Every time I'm getting nervous while I get going to the microphone. It's it's a stage of one person and it takes not even that hard part, right? So because as soon as the microphone is on, it's no problem. Just turn it on. Just keep going, keep talking, and everyone is safe. But promoting my own content, it's a bit hard for myself. I feeling like I really feel that. I'm not contributing enough. I'm not giving that vibe to listeners to come back and listen, and I'm not blind about it. The return rate of the listeners and the statistics, all of like from Spotify to my website, it just goes downhill. And I gotta promote myself to new channels and gotta promote myself to a new crowd, but. The question is if I can hold like 10 listeners with my ideas and with my way of convert them, what's the point to spend money on promoting something that's not gonna go? So spending money on promotion, it's not something that I really look at, but at the same time I gotta go to that milestone by 2029 January 1st. I'm trying to get to the 100 followers on Spotify. So if you just come back or came by, make sure you hit that follow button. Really helps to feel get that feedback. And I really don't think that it's someone's obligation to listen to my podcast. I think it comes with time. It's sometimes I enjoy one person and then I'm coming back and I'm listening like non-stop. Just for the example, I've rediscovered. Oh man, I keep yawning like I'm really tired, but I'm not. But I talk myself to sleep every time on a podcast. So sometimes you can hear me yawn, and that's a good sign. If I'm about to fall asleep while talking, it's it's your lullaby. So enjoy the that short ride. But I've rediscovered to myself one of the guys who got experimental art in video direction and comedy. His name is Sam Hyde, and it's absolutely not for everyone. There is a mask of the madness that he portrays, but behind it, he actually gives a real tools to people. But of course we don't have to accept everything, and there's a lot of things I'm not really accepting, and I can argue about it. But what I like about this approach, he actually have an examples, have a life stories, have real not the proof but the real ground. It's solid ideas that he have a ground underneath, and they're actually really solid. Just for the example, he's talking about for the young generation, asking them, are you really want to go to college, and what type of college? But like Do you really plan to be in a debt of $200,000, which you can $200,000? You're starting your like youth with this sort of money, and you have no family, no property, no nothing. You just start from the debt, and you haven't even finished your college, but you're already there. That's a crazy money. So he's asking them, like, are you really want to start it? Are you really focused to put that yourself on the line so much? And you're gonna accept? I have to accept. He's absolutely right. He's talking about the people who's wanna get to that passion to be artist or to be a musician, and having guts to be focused, so focused about it that you're like skipping on meals. It makes me feel it makes me feel slacker, total slacker. Like my idea of podcasting, and given that having a own show, it's it's a dream come true. But at the same time, am I putting enough effort? Just today I've burned about like 5 hours just playing a video game. 5 hours. I could make the same episode at least 4 times. Just re-record it and re-evaluate my ideas. And I feel guilty about it. Like from one side, I was, sort of guilty. Let's say I wasn't like feeling doing something anyway. But there's probably, recording a podcast, it's probably not the best idea if you're not feeling inspired, or you're not feeling it's time to do it. But working for episode itself, it's absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible to make little things, to check the statistics, maybe make a mailing list that nobody subscribed. Which is, I was making a lot of work to prepare that mailing list and send the updates to my listeners through email. Same time, I had a work on my website, the godskypodcast.com. If you check it out, I have rehauled and remade the design. Even maybe that will help. Maybe that will help my listeners to come back and maybe listen from there. But I'm really looking forward to 100 followers on Spotify. Just for sake, to keep it motivated. If I'm not gonna get there, it's not a biggie. I'm not really looking to blow up or something. If it happened, yeah, hell yeah, I will go for it. But to be on a personal level, a small podcast for people you know and you appreciate, that's a privilege. And if you can make something to people close to you that it will make their life better in any way, and you'll enjoy that, I think it's a humble cause. Some people making it for the, playing for their egos. I've stumbled upon one Facebook post, and I haven't browsing Facebook. I'm coming back to it, and again, I haven't browsing the Facebook. I've been there with the purpose to check out. Basically, as soon as the COVID thing started, I had a client on to fix her laptop, and she's been unemployed because she was a travel guide, and she started sort of blogging, And that was kind of, that was kind of cute. She started to self-express herself. But and I checked. I was curious what's happening. Like it's a half year changed, passed, and what's happening with her? What's up with the? I was specifically interested about blog that she started, and couple of things was interesting and a good in a good way. First of all, she bought herself a microphone to connect to the phone and have a better sound. Well, I really appreciate it because that's important part and not that expensive. But then she put the camera. She's recording the video. She's recording the video in a really good lit room, which is also great. But the things she was talking, that was the downfall. She became from someone who's inspiring to just a drama queen, which is problem to the older generation to be on a Facebook. They take in that everything so personally. They just like forget that this is like imaginary space and people can be nasty and people can be troll and can be pretentious just because they insecure in their real life. This is what they have, and let's let them be like that. But she had such a like toxic 17 minutes video about the drama that happened on her YouTube channel that nobody following anyway, but she had one comment on the video and she didn't like it and she stalked that person to her Facebook page from YouTube. And being that you know driven to make a video about it, I think it's not a a humble idea. And this is something that never will like. It was funny as a drama itself, and I was seeing like that drama. That was funny, but it's not what it's meant to be. To be a self-expression, it's not just a reactor, not to react, which is interesting. Let's talk about interesting topic I was always thinking to bring up, and this is just popped up in my head, and I was thinking about it a lot. There's new way to consume media, right? I talk about it a lot. I talk about the watching Netflix, it's consuming a media. While listening to podcast, it's a new method to consume media because you like can listen to like radio show or something. But there's a sort of sub genre became in even mostly in the video domain. It's the reaction, not just reaction videos, but reaction to everything. People prefer more than usual to watch somebody watching their thing and react to it. And this is given like sort of social like insurance that something that you're passionate about have the same drive in a person that you're interested in. So basically, like let's say, just for the example, right? If I'd be interested in a podcast and I'd be no the podcast I don't have that example. Let's say I'm interested in I'm making music, right? And let's say I'm really into hip hop. So I'd be really stoked, like I'm into hip hop, if I Kanye West will react on my music, right? So it reassures me that I'm a good creator. I can click with somebody who have a expertise and have a talent, and he will actually say, right, you're doing the right thing. But today people are sharing something that don't even belong to them, only something that had their reaction, and they just like being, let's say, excuse me, let's say he watched the video about I don't know, recent elections, right? And now he's sharing to the person that who got the authority in his eyes, let's say some famous activist or a online politician, like, reviewer, and he's reacting on it. And this is how they connect. They have like, this is the new field to connect people, and it's kind of weird. That sort of. It's weird when people go to use that medium and accepting it, instead of doing their own homework themselves and, like, give their own opinion to themselves. They actually need somebody to reassure that this is the way you should react to it. It's kind of cringe, to be honest, and but it's less cringe that people coming up to me and asking about some show, right? And this has became a disease I trying to run off. Okay, we're talking about something. They bring up on their topic the recent show they watched, and of course they have like, have you seen or heard that series? And I'm like, nah, I'm actually not. And then it comes that cringe moment when they start, you should watch that. I swear, it's just 10 episodes. It's just one season, 10 episode show. I swear it's worth it. And you're like, all right, I'll watch it. I'll put it in my watch list. I will watch it. And this is the graveyard of the watch list. I'll never come back to the show. It's not because I disrespect the person, but nobody give their this is basically the same. Nobody give their feedback. Nobody give their ignition to me that this is the show that worth watching, and they just want my reaction to it. They want me to make my homework, right? I should go to make my homework now and watch this series and come back and say, ah, man, that's a great show. And that's it. That's all. 10 hours in my life gone just for that one small moment. Just said like, I like that show. And not like, I burned 5 hours on a video game today, but I'm not gonna make myself I feel that guilt, right? I say to myself that wow, I gotta do my homework, right? And take care of my real business, and complete my, like, working on my passion and work on my podcast. I feel guilty about it. It's a guilty pleasure, right? But tomorrow I'm not gonna ask people to try it out. I'm not gonna ask them to install the game or watch my, you know what? Watch my, how about that? Next time you ask me to watch your Netflix series, how about first you're gonna watch my live streaming? How about that? Or how about you gonna talk with me about my podcast? If you coming up to me and you have no feedback in my personal life, right? No feedback. Just say, I've seen you made another episode. Like, all right. But if you coming to me personally and talking about watch your show, how about you watch my show? And then we can have discussion. We can have some interaction now. If you know me and you can come up to me and say, I've listened to your podcast, and you had sort of that and that idea or that and that talk to that clicked to me, and it's kind of interesting, and I want you to elaborate with that because I've watched the show about that, what you're talking about. Okay, that sounds much better than come up to that cringy, have you watched the question. I know we're all craving to talk. Even we don't have the much talk about, we all have this craving. Nowadays, I've recognized this. I'm just sitting, waiting for the bus, and some lady coming up to me with and asking me directions. Is this that street? And I'm like, sort of confused. First of all, like, why would you talk to me? Because I'm not. I don't look somebody who's not busy. I'm with my headphones and I'm with my phone, and you start the talk, and I help with the direction, and that's it. And that got me thinking. This is not the idea of that she's like trying to start a thing or anything. It's more like we have so much tools around in our hands, right? Like she could just like open the Google Maps and pin her location and see if it's the right street. She's actually asked me if that's the right street, or like is this that street? And it took me a couple seconds to understand. I said yes, and that's it. But we crave to talk as person to person. She didn't look like a person that can handle Google Maps. She probably know what is Waze. But the point is, she haven't used that. She preferred ask a person. And this is what's interesting. Sometimes and most of the times I prefer to use maps to navigate outside. But if it's a really, some complicated street and everything, all right, I will ask people, which I not really like. I don't believe. I really don't trust their directions. It's like bus drivers. I've asked bus drivers a couple of times. Like the best answer that they can give you sometimes, they just like, I don't know, it's not my usual line, so ask a crowd. But sometimes he's just lying in your face, like, yeah, I'm going that way. And suddenly you realize you're in the completely wrong direction. And I had a couple of those and I recognized it, and like, please, for the love of God, I'm not gonna ask a bus driver. The Google Maps are giving me better location about where I should go off and closer to my location, or even if I'm on the right bus. But interesting, people just wanna talk outside, right? They just wanna have a small talk and come back to a little bit of personal space, because we're so disconnected. We have that phone that, wow, the generation more like senior generation now are absolutely like kids in a la la land. All this Facebook space, they take it so serious. They think it's something that worth time and emotion. I've seen people putting on Facebook videos about some misjustice, like or something that they judged. That was interesting. The this is absolutely cringe to watch what's going on the Facebook, right? And at the same time, absolute cringe to watch the things on the Instagram too, or WhatsApp groups. The amount of media around us is this time is like we gotta chill. We gotta take a breath with everything. I actually had a long no. Actually, I've read a book a week ago on my phone though, but still, I've read something and I felt better about it. Even when I play video games, sometimes I just read a text. I'm in isolation with myself, but at the same time I'm live streaming, which is fun to have interaction with my viewers. And this is the age that we trying to be more online and craving to a personal contact. But I'm really skeptical that we'll come back to next 2 years. 2 years from now, maybe we'll start to come back to life, but that doesn't look good. There's probably gonna be another lockdown, which is absolutely it's ridiculous what's going on right now with the pandemic. It's ridiculous that they opened up 15 malls and the decision was made by the gamble. If it's a right word to use, but by the basically randomized choice. Like, come on, what randomized choice? And like only idiot can believe to that. I'm not conspiracy theorist, but opening the mall, it's a direct financial impact to big game players, people with the big money in their pockets, who they never if they will never ever will give that power. Somebody who's making tons of money, right? Somebody who's making his decisions based on his calculations on and his experience and his let's intelligence and his trade as a trader, right? He's intelligent trader. He will never give to somebody big. He's pick his make these decisions on random, which is I'm coming back to absolutely hilarious idea. What do you mean random? What is like you're playing pandemic now? You just like randomly picking who's gonna open, who's not. At the same time, you don't give us we care about safety of our citizens, so let's open those who have a more space, better environment for people to walk around in safe environment, bigger stores, bigger spaces. No, they just let's open the most crowded place ever, and let's see how it is going on. At this point I just feel they doing experiments on us. I really feel like that, and people, of course, they rushed to the malls. They rushed like a mouse just to get another proof that they're just under big experiment, and it's working pretty well now, right? If to if we can't handle our habits and disconnect from everything like that, what's what's next? They can manipulate us easily. I see how people get emotional over a Facebook video, and I see those patterns. Just recently, I was watching a Russian television, and I seen there is some new. He's not prime minister, but he's some not a bureaucrat. How do you say that? He's a he's a bureaucrat that working on a high top of the government. He's like government official, right? That's the word. He's a government official. So and every time he's on a screen, he does not have much of a uh, important message or anything. No, they just like just randomly they saying. Recently, the government had a talk about the new plans about COVID 2021 and what's going on in there and how they're gonna be prepared for the holidays. And this person is always coming up. His face, just his face, and already understand the pattern. Now they just showed him couple seconds, 2-3 seconds, right? Next year they will show more and more and more. They're preparing their citizens to recognize this person, and of course they're gonna vote for him because he's more recognizable. Of course he's gonna be an ex-president because it's working. It's a tool that works for 60 years now, and nobody and it's amazing, right? In our age, it's still working, and will keep working like that. Which is coming up. We're in almost in a December, and Christmas spirit is coming up close. And this year, I really enjoyed that holiday. I really took it really deep to my heart to celebrate it, to connect everything Christmas spirit, and the people who value it. I really feel this connection through the holiday, and that's the first time I appreciate. For me, holidays were never something special, except couple when I was little. I had couple like no the New Year was a special holiday for me because it's time for tasty food, a lot of chocolate, which is not was common in a daily basis. But yeah, I remember it. I remember actually remember myself eating a chocolate cake so passionately because I felt like I need to immerse myself with the taste for the next year because it's not gonna come back for the year now. And but this time it's a little bit different. I'm connecting more to everything around this holiday because it's something that I've missed a long time. I've missed this celebration. I've missed to take uh, a weekend, like a weekend, take days off from my job. Past 4 years, I was working without days off. I'm not talking about 1 day here, 2 days here for the something, but the real just days off to chill and connect with the family and close people. It's something special this year. I really feel it. For me, more closer to home and having a this is the spirit of the Christmas is something new, exciting thing. So I suggest to you guys not to be that doesn't matter what the holiday you going through, right? Everyone got theirs. But I I suggest for you to pick yourself what you really like. You don't have to be now too much in a dogma. Come on, like as a Jewish, should I celebrate Hanukkah? What do I care about it? Nothing. It's absolutely nothing for me because it's a something that became part of religion, and religion is not something I really enjoy. So every time it's gotta be with a religious ritual, and I'm not gonna. I can't connect to their history. Excuse me, I'm falling gradually falling asleep. Although I slept a lot today. But talking about the Hanukkah, I really don't care about it, and I can't even enjoy the donut, the sufgania. Right now I'm on a diet, and that's interesting. I actually I miss those days. To be honest, past half year I've stopped being hungry for real, and that's a weird. Just listen carefully. This is for my favorite listeners, those who came up to this far. Let me give you the real talk that I personally feel, my personal experience, like not experience, like my personal idea. For the past half year, I've been okay. At the beginning of the year, I've been really skinny. I'm talking about by April. April, I was still skinny, like really skinny. So I said myself, I need to up, like I need to get some weight. So I start eating relentlessly, eating everything, anytime, whatever comes. And little by little, I start to gain weight, a little bit the right way. But that's not the problem. The problem is I've stopped to be hungry. Before that, I've been hungry. A lot of the time of the day, I've been hungry. And I even, I even, get used to live with that feel of a not empty stomach, but the pain in the stomach, how hungry I am. This is what led me to be a skinny, but I wasn't looking for to be a skinny. I couldn't stop to be. I really enjoyed that feeling to be hungry. And what I mean by that, I mean by that, it's sort of like six sense are waking up inside you. The sense that you need to move, that you need to progress, that you need to gain and win everything around you because you are hungry. Your brain is working much stronger right now because you are looking for source of the food. And as soon as the COVID started, everything felt like dimmed. Everything felt up, like as given. I was accepting things as given because I wasn't like I had I've lost my enjoy in work. I've lost it because I was really irritated by everything. I've lost my alpha drive, the drive uh, to win. I'm not saying I was sad or something. No, everything fine. Everything works perfect. I have a great environment around me. I have a great people around me. But something changed, and now that I have a more empty stomach, and I'm doing keto right now, and keto really gives that fast feel back of hunger, but without pain, which I really appreciated. But it made me more active. I feel more energy, and this is basically what's happening. what the mistake, well, just for the example, my opinion, where if you go to a relationship, it can ruin your drive to strive for something, right? That you're have an ambition and you gotta make it out, and then you can get to the relationship. And if you're making relationship before your ambitions came true, you will slack, you'll be lazy, you don't do nothing, right? But now I've noticed that the hunger, real hunger, that uncertainty of your next meal makes you much more focused, much more driven to do stuff. You have to secure your meal, so you're working around it. But don't be obsessed about it, and everything can moderate. But that's my real experience. That's my real feel. It's not something that you go and check with the doctors right now, and doctors will say, of course, they will say you gotta get your nutrition, yada yada yada, and you actually can do it. You can help yourself with the vitamin supplements, with the food supplements, but the same idea to be hungry. I actually noticed people with the fasting. I think they experience the same. We need to stop shove everything in our faces all the time. I remember myself like having four full meals in a day, like recently, and snacks between it, and I have a dessert and everything with the coffee, and the tea is gotta be sweet, and everything is gotta be sweet, and suddenly I don't want to do anything today. I just want to chill. So this is my advice to you, and I'm not saying to you what to do. What is my difference between Sam Hyde and me? I say do whatever, but take my word for. I'm not talking you down that if you're not gonna do it, your life is gonna be less rich or something. Some people love it, some people not. I'm just talking. I'm saying for people who are feeling that they miss out on something, it's a real opportunity to try it out. Fasting, diet, moderate eating, like small portions eating, it can help. So you can help yourself, and this is path to your happiness. To try what works to you, and of course, don't listen to anyone. Like really, just consider. And that's it. Don't take everyone seriously at all. Most of the time, people are insecure about themselves. So, as soon as it's like we're coming back to my talk about the reactions, right? The more people follow your idea, the more you're secure about your idea. So, nah, absolutely no. Don't fall to that trap. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.